All right, everybody. Welcome back to Movie Talks and Chill. We are your hosts. I'm Tony Serrato.
I'm Gavin Butts.
I'm Patrick Wall.
And in this episode, we are going to be discussing a few things, one of which would be going through the winners of the Oscars.
And Razzies. Because the only thing we talked about were the nominations. And finally, last Sunday, the awards were doled out.
Razzies, Oscars, Golden Globes.
We tried attempting a live version of that, to which the Academy said no.
Yes. Yes.
We could only get the permissions from CBS, but not the Academy.
Yeah. They said no.
It's like that old Family Guy skit. He's recording the NFL. It's like, did you get express permission from Fox and the NFL? Just the NFL. And then you just unload their weapons onto the recorder because they didn't get it from Fox.
See?
I see recorder. It's called a VCR. I do not know why that blanked on me.
Well, it is a recorder.
Yeah.
Video cassette recorder.
Yeah.
VCR.
It's also very antiquated. I haven't even heard of that name in a long time.
Sorry.
I think you've got one in your closet.
I do.
Several.
I've got some stuff.
Oh, I've heard your stories.
I've got some stuff in there. How much time you got?
It's like RIPD is like, not a very conspicuous place, is it? He's like, when was the last time you had a VCR repaired? Fair enough.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't watch the Oscars when they were actually playing that night. I watched like all the highlights the next day on YouTube, and I will say I did enjoy Conan's opening.
Well, that's right.
He
He was.
hosted it.
Him and Adam Sandler.
And yeah, that was a great scene when he points over. He's like, everybody's so nicely dressed. He's like, except, and then he looks over and Adam Sandler's there in a hoodie and
Are
shorts.
you wearing a hoodie?
Yeah. And he's like, Conan, I'm leaving. He's like, everybody's dressed. I'm in my comfy hoodie, my fluffy sweatshirt, and my nice shorts.
Have you seen my Grammy-nominated song from SNL about my hoodie?
He's like, nobody had noticed it until you pointed it out. He like does his uproar and leaves. I'm leaving. No, not because all of you. It has nothing to do with you. It's him. The very opening though was awesome because before he got on the stage, they always try to do some little skit or bit on most of them. So they used The Substance.
Okay.
As their opening. Did you see that portion of it?
I didn't see that, but I did see that they did one of the songs from Wicked.
Yeah. Yeah, so in the opening, they have a sequence that's Demi Moore, and she's, from The Substance. We'll talk about that a little bit later, too. But, she's taking it, she falls down on the ground, because in the movie, she takes this substance, and it basically creates another person, a version of her, a young, slightly different, but young version of her, but it rips out of her body.
Oh.
So her back splits open, the girl comes out. Well, they have the scene of her dropping to the ground, and all of a sudden you see this red hair, and there's Conan climbing at her in his tuxedo. And he walks out, he says hello, he's like, hi Demi, he's like, that was a little weird, huh?
So that brings up a question for me. So you know a lot more directors and Oscar winners and all that. There was a visual effects artist who won an Oscar for or makeup or costume design for American Werewolf in London. Was his name Sean Baker or Rick Baker?
Rick Baker.
Rick,
I believe it was Baker. I'm almost 100% because Rick Baker was well known for special effects. He did stuff like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Basically anything that was special effects in the 70s and 80s, Rick Baker was all over.
Gotcha.
And I'm not 100% on this. I want to say he might have done some stuff for even Star Wars and stuff for the alien outfits, for the costume. But I'm not 100%. And he might have been part of Thriller. He might have been part of that costume design.
He did the makeup department for Tron Legacy.
Okay, so Tron, yeah.
X-Men: The Last Stand. You could have skipped that one. The Haunted Mansion. He brought that energy to a children's film.
Yes.
I remember watching that. That was awful. Planet of the Apes, The Grinch, Nutty Professor. Yeah, all right. This is Rick. The only reason why I asked is because the guy who won Best Director, his name was Sean Baker, and I was like, that can't be the same. Did he transition to directing and now he has 2 Oscars?
No. I think Rick Baker. He's always just been
a
costume and creature creator type thing. He actually in sometimes they wouldn't have an idea in certain films what some of the side creatures would be. Now, obviously, not like American Werewolf in London, that was a werewolf, but if they had some ideas and thoughts, like we want to have some unique animals or creatures or monsters, and they would just leave it up to him, and he would like design and come up with his concepts.
He's an Oscar winning visual effects artist.
Yeah. Thanks, Rick Baker.
Yeah, he's up there with Cronenberg.
Yes.
And the guy who did the Guyver, the American version. Oh my
God.
It probably was Rick Baker in that film. That film was gross.
So the Oscars. A lot of people. There was a lot of we had talked about what the nominations were.
Yeah. So this is part 3 of the Oscars
Yes.
conversation, and there will be a part 4.
Yes.
It is still in the work.
So what were some of the winners there? Tell us the winners. Line them down.
So when we were talking about the nominations, The Brutalist was nominated in every category.
Yeah.
And they did take away some awards, but not as many as we were predicting. So the big winner of the night was a movie called Anora. And I haven't seen this film. It seems a little bit too artsy for my taste, but it's about a girl who meets a Russian oligarch. They fall in love and get married, but then the oligarchs back in the old country do not like that, so they fly to America, to New York, to try and get it annulled. So her fairy tale of marrying a very, very wealthy Russian is now in jeopardy. They won Best Picture, Best Actress, Best Director. They stole the show. The Brutalist did get a couple of things, but like I said, not as many. Like Adrian Brody won Best Actor for The Brutalist. So I'm a little surprised that Anora swept it. Well, not swept it, but took home the most, I believe.
Someone made a joke about that, like a meme joke about Adrian Brody on the internet. It said Adrian Brody in The Brutalist was Adrian Brody being miserable for 4 hours, as opposed to The Pianist, where he was miserable for 2 hours.
For 2 hours, yeah. Yes, exactly.
But Adrian Brody, he's always picked up more of those like
brooding characters.
Yeah, but like the more artistic films.
Yeah.
Or he's never. I mean, he's done some other stuff, but he seems to kind of be geared towards.
Did Alien versus Predator?
Well, that almost killed his career.
Yeah.
The whole movie almost killed the franchise.
Actually, I think Splice probably almost killed his fucking career.
Yeah, that's true.
That was a weird ass movie.
Yeah. Yeah, especially when he sleeps with the thing.
The thing daughter.
Splice thing.
And then she tries sleeping with the other girl.
Yeah. It's creepy.
Yeah.
So let's see here. So for Best International Film, we got I'm Still Here.
Yep.
By Walter Silas. I've never heard of it. We talked about it on our nominations. Zoe Saldana from the movie Emilia Perez, Best Supporting Actress. Kieran Culkin, most known for being the brother of Macaulay Culkin.
Yep.
Not anymore.
Well,
Yeah, he actually has an Oscar now.
Yeah.
it was actually his first nomination and his first win.
Yeah.
Oh, good for him.
And did you watch any of it or the highlights afterwards?
No, I read an article about the winners. That's
So
about
he
it.
did. I watched the video of when he received it. He goes up there, he gets a little teary eyed, but he tells the story because to start, go back a little bit when Conan was talking about it. He's like, just so everybody knows, I'm hosting. I'm not wasting time. We only have so much time. He's like, if you start going off too long, he's like, we're not gonna, turn the lights off or cue music. He's like, we're gonna just pan over to John Lithgow, looking disdained, and he's sitting right there, and John Lithgow's just like, he's doing the look. And he's like, we will just pan over there. So going back forward to Kieran Culkin. He's telling the story, and he's like, just one quick story. He's like, I don't want to get a Lithgow disdain look up. And he was talking about him and his wife, and he's like, we were doing this and whatever, and when he got the one movie, they had kids, and he's like, I can't remember what it was, if he was going up for either another award or if his movie, ended up becoming a hit or whatever. However, he talked about it. He said, hey, if this works, like, I want, our third child. You're going to give me a third child. And she, like, agreed to it, whatever. And then, so whatever the case was, they ended up having a third child. And he's like, and I didn't even think about it till today. He's like, but you remember, he's like, she's so supportive. He's like, she never thought I'd win an Oscar. And he's like, but I remember saying, hey, if I actually win an Oscar, I want number 4. And she agreed to it. And he's like, and I just remembered it just now. And he points down and she's like, what? He's like, so let's get working on that 4th kid.
But he did win
dear God.
Best Supporting Actor for a movie called A Real Pain.
Yeah, that was the one he did with, oh my God, was it not Jesse Eisenberg? Was it Jesse Eisenberg? I think it was Jesse Eisenberg.
I don't know. I watched one Jesse Eisenberg movie recently. I never
Well,
watched
this
it.
one's actually better than that. No, but yeah, I think, this, I
I
believe,
liked him in Scott Pilgrim.
Oh, I loved him in Scott Pilgrim.
no, that wasn't Jesse Eisenberg. Was it?
No, that
that's
was Kieran
right.
Culkin.
Oh, Kieran
Was-
Culkin.
yeah.
I was going to say, that's the other dude that
Well,
everybody always mixes him up with.
And he was actually pretty good in that. It was that. Oh man, it's that HBO show. Shoot, the name is escaping me now. It's like where they're all like heirs to this billion-dollar corporation.
Oh, Secession.
Secession, yeah. He was kind of ruthless in that at
The
times.
whole
Are we talking
fan.
about
I've
Jesse
watched
or
it.
Kieran.
Kieran, okay.
I've watched a few episodes of that show. That is drama and ruthless abound. Like I could do it in steps. Like I've watched like 3 or 4.
You can't do a binge on that.
No, it will taint your soul.
It's almost as bad. Well, probably not, but it's almost as bad like trying to do a binge of the Handmaid's Tale. You just cry yourself to sleep.
Or The Walking Dead, and every time you see someone walking out outside at night, you're reaching for a gun. Oh, God.
Oh, you don't, because as we're talking about it, I keep thinking about the little bits and pieces that kept coming up in the Oscars. And there's one bit where it was in the beginning, Conan was talking about, he's like, we're talking about like, we've come all so far, blah, blah, blah. And, here we are, everybody looks wonderful, we're aging, whatever. And he's like, but so what we've decided to do, he's like, with people's early headshots, and he like calls out a person, like one of the guys, and he calls them out, and it's like their headshot, like when they were first beginning. And I think they had Zoe's in there, and then they get to what's his name, Timothy
Chalamet.
Yeah, Chalamet.
Oh, Timothy Chalamet, yeah.
And they go to him, and he's like, and Timothy, he's like Chalamet, and it cuts to, and it's just like an ultrasound. But Conan did use his own as well. He was a goofy looking kid, but it was hilarious.
I remember when he had his own talk show. He once threw on a clip of like the first time he was on TV when he was a writer for Leno, and he just 7 foot tall Conan O'Brien wearing like an oversized suit and like the loudest tie you can think of, and he's like, yeah, I wrote this skit. It was very nice. Thank you. And now it's Conan fucking O'Brien.
Yeah.
Well, I remember he started out as a writer for The Simpsons. The man's a comedic.
He was there, and he was on SNL. He was a writer for SNL for
Oh,
a
I didn't know
while.
that.
Yeah, because occasionally he would be. I think when he first had his late night show, Conan O'Brien late night, like on whatever it was at the time.
NBC.
Was it NBC? So when he used to do that, he would talk about like. It's like, yeah, and I got to appear in a couple skits, like one of his bits, and they show like that, and he's like in the very back, like you can't really see him. He's like in the dark or whatever. He's like, yep, these are some of my highlights of actually being on stage in SNL. But no, yeah. So what do we got next here?
Mr. Gavin, why don't you take it for a little bit?
Well, we have The Brutalist did win Best Cinematography for Lowell Crowley. Is that I assume I'm
that's
pronouncing that.
lol. It's LOL Crowley.
Oh, I wasn't supposed to laugh out loud.
We apologize if we butcher any names.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Animated feature of Flow.
So I've heard of this movie and it looks really interesting, but I've never seen it.
I'm just glad Memoir of a Snail didn't win.
Yeah, I like that movie.
I'm pissed the Memoir of a Snail didn't win. I want to see that claymation hoarder.
Memoirs of a Snail.
All I have to say is Transformers 1 would have blown them out of the water. So
Yeah.
screw you, Academy.
Badassatron. Badassatron.
The guys gave it to me. I didn't come up with it. He took it off of Steve after he killed him. First off, Steve was never alive. So In the Shadow of the Cypress was animated short winner. Best costume design was Wicked. Paul Tazwell.
You're jumping all over the place for my list.
Oh,
We're
I'm
not
just
in
going.
the same order.
This is CBS News.
Oh, I just Googled it and it gave me a list.
I
A
gave it
list
a
is a
Google.
fucking list, okay?
Yeah, not every list is the same.
Clearly.
Yeah, so Nora won Best Original Screenplay as well from Sean Baker.
Who is not Rick Baker,
Who is not Rick Baker?
but now both Bakers have an Oscar.
Conclave won as Best Screen or Best Adapted Screenplay. Peter Strawn, I believe is how you pronounce that last name.
Yeah.
Strawn.
Oh, this is the one about picking the new pope, and I heard was like stupid good.
Watch it.
Yeah. Oh man, there's a couple of big names in that too, and that kind of recently came out.
Yeah,
think
like
that was, like, in
just
November.
before
Yeah.
like the cutoff.
Yeah, I think Conclave would be something we could review. You know,
Yeah.
just saying, future talk.
It's probably better than that.
You're welcome, future
It's better than the
future us.
the Da Vinci Code Part 2, whatever it was called.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I kind of liked
Vinci
that
Code
with
Part
the
Whatever the second one.
Angels and Demons.
Yeah. That's the one with Ian McGregor where he's trying to manipulate who becomes next pope.
I like that one.
Well,
no, it wasn't that.
He was trying to manipulate himself into it.
Yeah, because the pope had died, and then they were in the meeting waiting for the white smoke, and he was trying to manipulate it so his name was drawn or talked about. Shocker, even the Catholic Church is very political at that level.
Oh,
No
yeah.
kidding.
Yeah.
They control most of the politics.
I was
and the
gonna say,
money.
you mean religion is political? What? Best makeup and hairstyle, The Substance, film editing. Yep, Sean Baker again.
Sean Baker.
You know, so he's got two.
Yeah.
Suck it, Rick.
Wicked won best production design. And then we have best original song, El Mal, Amelia Perez. And that was Camille and Jacques Ador. I'm leaving it at that.
Audiard. Yeah.
Adore.
Yes, you come up with the pronunciation.
I'm sure the man or the person whose name that belongs to can pronounce it correctly.
I would hope so. It's
Yes.
their name.
And the best documentary short was The Only Girl in the Orchestra.
She was the only girl in the orchestra.
And I was saying, it's not just poetic. It's
She was the only girl.
Dune Part 2 in a sci-fi movie actually won Best Sound. I mean,
yeah.
cool. They got the explosions correct.
And visual effects.
Oh, nice. Yep, visual effects. Once again, out of order. We're not synced up correctly.
Nope.
Well, they wanted to list Dune together.
Yeah, I don't know how they're organizing this one. But I do know Wicked also won Best Costume Design.
Yes. It's wicked. It's wicked good.
it's
There's some wicked good costumes.
wicked
in there.
awesome in there.
Paul Tazwell was the costume designer on that one.
Hey, I like Paul.
I was really, I didn't know who did the costume. I was really hoping it was Rick Baker, so now the Bakers would be tied. I'm going to be stuck on this for a hot minute.
Yes.
Might as well just get on board.
Yes.
Well, The Brutalist did win the best original score from Daniel Bloomberg.
Yep.
I thought Adrian Brody would be playing the piano. But anyway.
Yep. Fun fact, he didn't really play the piano.
I know.
It was overdubbed.
I know.
I'm Not a Robot won Best Live Action Short Film. But are we sure they're not a robot?
Yeah. Did they pass the Alan Turing questioning?
Yeah.
They passed the Turing test.
I don't think they did.
Is this indeed Theseus's ship?
It's not anywhere to watch yet, but it's 22 minutes. It's a little bit on the long side for a short, but I think anything under 30 is technically a short, right?
Anything under an hour is a short.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, the shorts at Sunscreen are like
Yes.
10 to 15.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
There were some longer ones.
There's
before.
some 30-minute ones.
I think they want to keep the short category to under
Short.
30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he even said, 2 to 5 minutes is like
Oh, yeah.
usually ideal. Only because
They're trying to
for-
cram so much stuff
yeah,
in.
for new filmmakers, like just if you can tell a lot of story in a few minutes.
yeah.
I mean, look at what music videos do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they they tell the whole song, everything behind the
They're-
song.
they're
and-
3 to
Watch
5
any
minutes.
Taylor Swift music video.
I don't want to do that.
There's-
Don't tell people
Pass.
to do that.
Pass.
There's a song called
Those
Love
are,
Story. It's
those are
amazing.
Patrick's thoughts, not ours.
Yes.
There's
It
a
is
song
not
called Love Story. It's amazing.
You can love it.
I
I'm
do.
not
It's a
watching
really
it.
good song. She makes me feel things.
Okay, Patrick.
Fucking Garth over here.
Yeah.
She makes me feel kind of funny. You just climbed the rope in gym class.
You just climbed the rope, Jim.
Showing.
It's like Peter in Family Guy. Girls used to only make me cry from my penis. Well, for my list, that's a wrap.
Well, let's talk about something here. So I told you I watched
The
movie,
Substance.
The Substance.
Yes.
And
I know you said you knew of it, and it was a really it was weird.
I'd seen commercials for it. You know, I just didn't. It wasn't available to anything that I had available
Access
to
to.
watch to. And then it came on, and then it showed up on something I had access to, and so I watched it. And because I liked Demi Moore, I will say this: it is weird, but it's not weird like
Like
Vivarium.
Not a lot of movies are going to be that weird.
It does have some weirdness like that to it, but it's not just like confusing.
It's not the whole 90 minutes.
Yeah, there is a story, you know, and it goes through, and basically the basic story is she's getting older. She's like she does like workout videos and stuff, and it's like a studio, and you know she's in Hollywood and whatnot, and basically you know they notice that you know she's getting older. Or she notices it. And she wants to feel young again. There's this stuff, and she goes to a doctor, and then she ends up getting this random thing or watching a commercial about this thing called Substance. So she calls the number. They send her, you know, they ask for her address, and they send her this box with
No doctor's note?
no doctor's note. It's like Ozempic. You really don't need a doctor referral. So she takes this substance. You know, you inject it by needle, and then she starts going through like convulsions and falls on her bathroom floor because she's taking it in the bathroom. And then she proceeds to, you see her eyes start creating multiple pupils in different colors and spinning around her head. And then all of a sudden her back starts ripping open.
Oh.
And then another person climbs out of her and her rest of her body's just laying there. Yeah, it's like that too.
Oh. Real real species kind of moment right there.
Yeah, so the basically what it is once you take this stuff, you become two people, but you're still like you swap back and forth. Like you're
So the
always supposed
husk
to-
on the bathroom floor is still alive.
Yeah, so well she has to take like this stuff out of her. There's like they give her these syringe things. The new girl that goes by Sue. She basically sews her back up.
Oh.
And then, like, literally sews her back.
Yeah.
Which sews her back up, too, but, you know, double pun. Anyway, but she has to take this other syringe, and it's called, what is it called? Is it called Activator or something? But it's basically, she pulls this fluid out of Demi, and basically she takes it, because she starts going downhill after a bit, so she has to take this to stay active and, you know, herself. But they are only allowed to stay that person for 7 days. Then she has to get knocked out, and then Demi has to take over. And so if one goes over time, because the girl, she starts loving things and she starts going over time a little bit, there are consequences. Like you can start aging and stuff like that, or you know your body. But it says, remember, you are one person.
So if one dies, the other one's half
Well,
dead?
yeah. So I will say this about the movie. Here's what it is. And I read a little bit about the directors. This woman that directed it. I apologize, I can't think of her name off the top of my head. I think it's Carol something. I was watching this movie. I'm like, she had to be a massive Stanley Kubrick fan because everything about that. And she said she did take some. That was an influence for her.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, but like David Lynch, James Cameron, all these other people. I'm like, this looks nothing like any of those guys in the movie. This looks like a Stanley Coralie. It looked everything about it, the way it was shot. So they have like a scene in the bathroom, and it's like the red or orange walls like from The Shining. So it basically looked like The Shining, 2001: Space Odyssey, A Clockwork Orange. Just the camera angles, the way certain things were done. Like they do hallway scenes that look like it's so distant but kind of going narrow, like as it goes backwards, like from like The Shining or something.
Is
And
it
then,
that trick where you push forward on the camera but zoom out at the same time?
no, it's not that trick. That actually was invented by Spielberg. He created that. But other people use it. No, this is just to make it look almost like a telescoping lens. So it basically makes something look a lot farther away than it is. And then Dennis Quaid's in the movie, and he basically plays like this kind of manager type or agent type guy. And he comes into this bathroom, and again, it's got this like the way it's set up, long bathroom, red walls. He comes in and he's like at the urinal, but his face is like right in the camera, so it gives that distortion, that wide look distortion. I'm like, everything about this reminds me of The Shining or 2001: The Space Odyssey or Clockwork Orange. I'm like, you can't not be. So when I did my research, but she didn't take. They never said she took that style, but I'm like, she had to have. Like if you watch, I could put like screen to screen up for you. Just play a scene of The Shining and a scene of this, and you'd be like, that's like identical.
Wait a minute. Yeah, the story is different, but the scene feels.
But yeah, and the way, everything the way it's shot, like Dennis Quaid, it's like a lot of like close up shots, like some fast moving things, like they did with the Clockwork Orange. But no, it's very, very unique movie.
Sounds like it.
And yeah, I mean, for those spoilers for those who have not seen it. There is, if you're watching it, I probably wouldn't recommend it with family or young kids because there's a lot of nudity in there. I will say, I mean, there's quite a bit at the beginning, not the whole thing, but yeah, there's a good amount. So it's not exactly kid friendly. And if you don't want your kids thinking that someone can rip out of their back.
Yeah, let's not. I don't even know if I want to watch that.
For getting a shot at the doctor. Like next time they go to draw blood, they're like, nope,
Don't touch me. Don't.
My back's feel a little whole. I want to keep it that way. I don't want anybody tearing out of me. Especially if it's a younger version of me.
We don't need one of those assholes running around. Oh, God.
But no, it was interesting. I wouldn't say it was by far my favorite movie Demi Moore has ever done. But
G.I. Jane.
Striptease. Fuck's wrong with you?
G.I. Jane's better.
Neither one of them can hold a candle to ghosts, so shut up.
Unless it's nothing but trouble. Even
Fair
though that
point.
wasn't officially a full-on Demi Moore movie. It was a Demi Moore, Chevy Chase, Dan Aykroyd, John Candy movie. But hey,
SNL with Demi Moore. SNL presents Demi. It's her first time hosting.
No, right now it's Bobo's turn.
Bobo like Diane.
Diane. So we do have another awards list,
Oh, I've pulled it up.
as have I.
There are only 4 winners, but we're all losers if you've seen these movies.
No, I got the whole list.
Mine only came up with 4.
Yeah, it's because you suck.
Oh.
Yeah, just stop randomly Googling lists.
Yeah, pick one that's actually. This is from the Hollywood Reporter.
What does Hollywood Reporter report?
It reports that the worst actor.
We're going to the Razzies.
Yes,
now, just
these
to
are
make
the
it clear.
Razzies.
All right.
The winner of the worst actor was Jerry Seinfeld in Unfrosted.
Did he accept the award?
No. I don't. It doesn't list anyone on here that accepted him, and I'm sure she didn't accept it. But worst actress was Dakota Johnson. I mean, obviously she
For
didn't take,
Madam Web, and
Yes.
the worst movie was Madam Web.
and yes, yes. It's like she didn't take off anything. They probably would have made it a little bit better. Maybe would have kept it off this list.
Yep.
Do you know who won worst director, Tony?
Who won worst director?
Yeah.
It's probably going to upset me.
Yes, it is.
What movie was it for?
Coppola.
Oh, Megalopolis.
Coppola lost. Oh, that's sad. That's like hearing like
We have to-
Scorsese getting worst director. It's
Yeah.
like you should just get shot.
To Patrick's surprise, he called it. that John Voight got worst supporting actor for all of his roles he did in 2024.
Sorry, John, just wasn't your year.
No. Amy Schumer got worst actress or supporting actress for Unfrosted.
See, but I can get that because
Yeah.
She's a funny comedian.
Yeah.
I've really not been a fan of hers in movies. Like when she's done comedies and stuff, I've not been a fan of her, let's say, acting ability.
Oddly enough, the worst screen combo, the entire cast of Megalopolis did not lose or win, however you want to think about that. But the winner was Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga for Joker.
And here's the thing with that. It wasn't so much that they were bad acting in it. It was just a bad movie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Joaquin Phoenix, he's a better actor than Lady Gaga, in my opinion.
I don't know.
By leaps and bounds.
I don't know.
I do.
She's got some range. She was a Broadway star before she became
Well, I'm not
a singer.
saying she doesn't have range.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying I think he's a better actor.
Okay.
But that's just an opinion.
No, I
So-
thought she was great in A Star Is Born.
No, she was. That's what I'm saying. But I think Joaquin has a little bit broader ability,
Sure.
so to speak.
Okay.
But so yeah, for that movie, I don't really think like when I watched it, I didn't say, "Oh, Joaquin Phoenix is horrible in this movie." I watched it and said, "This movie is horrible."
Yeah.
Like, and again, going back to what I said last time, I like musicals, but to do a musical with this type of movie it made no sense to me. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It'd basically be like taking, a theatrical version of Cats and putting it in space. Like that, it doesn't make sense. Like, or Phantom of the Opera on Mars. It's like these are things that just shouldn't happen.
So the Joker also won for the worst prequel, remake, ripoff, or sequel.
And
Madam
that's
Web
fair.
was screenplay.
That's
Yeah.
fair too.
But to be fair, Joker Part 2 beat The Crow, Craven the Hunter, Mufasa, and Rebel Moon 2, the Scaregiver.
And it's not part due either.
Duh.
Folly Adieu.
Folly Adieu.
Redeemer Award, Pam Anderson, The Last Showgirl. Don't know what that means.
I never even knew that existed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just hope that the writers of Sony or the people at Sony can take this and see that two of their films that they released this year were nominated for worst screenplay.
Yeah.
Fire the stupid writers.
And the past three movies they've done,
Yeah,
including those
well,
two.
The first one was Morbius, and I'm pretty sure last year that was nominated.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The past three movies have all bombed at the box office.
They
So
sucked.
this should start telling you something.
Yeah.
This isn't the days of like, let's say, Darkman, where a movie wasn't intended to be massively huge. It bombs, but then it becomes a cult classic.
Yeah, these movies are going to be forever awful.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, bombs nowadays don't bounce back to cult classics.
No.
Not as well. Yeah, and I generally love the idea of them keeping the Spider-Man universe alive without Spider-Man, but you got to stop shitting the bed. And the Razzie Redeemer Award is the award given to someone who has previously received a Razzie, but now has come back for a respected artist and comes back from a critical or commercial failure.
Who won that?
Pam Anderson.
Oh, she was the Redeemer. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought that was the name of the movie.
No. Pamela Anderson, The Last Showgirl.
Pam Anderson and The Last Joker.
But the other two nominees
Really?
were
Not barbed wire?
That's what I was going to say. That's the last thing I remember seeing.
I
her.
know.
Demi Moore in The Substance was another nominee, and Megan Fox in Subservience was the other nominee.
For the
Razzie Redeemer.
Redeemer. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's the movie she's in where she's like the robot at home.
I think so.
Yeah. They've got another one coming out about that.
Annabelle 2.
It's the Megan 2 is coming back.
Oh, yeah, Megan 2.0 or something like that.
Megan 2.0 is coming out, and then there's another one with the guy from Huey from The Boys. He's the main character. He basically gets like a sex bot and like jailbreaks her, so she starts having feelings and stuff, but he can't control. He loses control over her. So I can't remember the name of that movie, but
He has another movie coming out where he has quote
he's
unquote a
done two.
superpower.
Yeah.
Well, basically, he has that disease where you can't, or a condition where he cannot feel pain whatsoever.
Oh, yeah.
So, and then like a girl he likes gets kidnapped, so he has to go take on
Everybody.
Yeah.
The
But
kidnappers?
But he
Well,
doesn't.
yeah.
But he doesn't know how to fight her, and so he just keeps getting his ass kicked, and you just see him like, oh, God damn it, stop doing that.
It's kind of like how Kick-Ass was.
Yeah.
At the first one.
Yeah, but the first one he felt all that pain.
I don't know why I couldn't remember his. He
Jack
was freaking
Quaid, I
Quaid.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Dennis Quaid's son.
Yeah.
Ooh, did not know that.
You didn't? You can't see it in his face?
No.
Really?
I just thought he chose the name because he is an homage to Dennis Quaid.
No, it's because he's his son.
That makes a lot of sense of why he's so good at acting.
So that movie is Novocaine.
Novocaine, yes.
The other one is The Companion.
Oh, okay.
Is it going to be as good as the original Novocaine with Steve Martin? That was actually a movie Steve Martin did when he tried to do a serious role.
Oh,
Like a serious role.
like Roxanne.
No, that was still a comedy.
Yeah, that was very much a
No, this was like a dark movie. It's kind of like Robin Williams doing 1 Hour Photo or something.
Oh, okay.
But Steve Martin was a dentist, and he has this girl patient that comes up, and I can't. It's been so long. The movie came out. I want to say in like the late '90s, and he basically, he starts asking him for prescriptions. So she starts getting addicted to this stuff, or she's already addicted her. But he basically gets in this whole thing where they come after him because he's writing all these prescriptions for stuff. So they start investigating him. I think he ends up like sleeping with her at one point.
It's like Nurse Jackie. Oh, with Steve Martin.
Yes, it's Nurse Jackie with Steve Martin.
I mean, I've seen an episode of Nurse Jackie. I know what it's all about.
I've seen an episode. I got all of it from that first 30 minutes.
So for the Razzies, Madam Web took home 3 awards, and Joker, Megalopolis, and Unfrosted Bum all took home 2 awards.
Megalopolis.
And no notes as to who showed up to accept them.
No.
I'm sure that.
It was their assistants.
Yeah,
That's
even if they showed up. I think that's something that gets mailed every year.
Yeah, darn it.
if I ever became an actor and I won a Razzie, you know what? Screw it. I'd show up. I'd show up like I'm going to the Oscars. I'm renting a $2,000 tuxedo.
I would much rather. No, I'd show up in like what Adam Sandler had on.
A hoodie and shorts.
Yeah, a hoodie and shorts, and I will bring all my other Razzies with me.
You may have most Oscars, bitch. I got more Razzies.
It's not about the nominations; it's about the wins.
Yeah.
I got 16 of these, bitch.
I remember Gerald Butler was doing an interview, and they were asking like,
You keep going for a minute.
Yeah.
You might have a sneeze attack here for a second.
"No, yeah, we don't want to do that on the mic." But no, there was an interview with Gerald Butler, and he was just answering like YouTube comments or questions and stuff like that. And someone says, "Does Gerald Butler just have like a $200,000 student loan? Why does he keep making these shitty movies?" And he's like, "I just like making shitty movies."
well, yeah, because he doesn't. I mean, he's at that point in his career now to where he can do
Even when he
whatever
wasn't
he wants.
Even when he wasn't at that point, like when he was still like London has fallen or Olympus has fallen.
I mean, yeah.
He was one of those guys, like, he's got, like, a very hardcore Scottish accent.
Yeah.
No matter what, he was a god in Egypt. Scottish.
Yeah. Well, and I think probably one of the few movies he got to use that was in Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
With Angelina Jolie.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the few times I remember him actually using his Scottish accent. But I absolutely...
Oh, no. He uses it all the time. He doesn't hire a dialect coach or anything for any of his movies. It's just, but yeah, you would go Adam Sandler. I would show up, like, I would rent a limo, $2,000 tux.
Oh, I'd still be in a limo.
Yeah, we'd ride together.
I'm coming comfortable, though. I ain't dressing up for this shit.
I'm going to look like Brad Pitt in his IMDb photo. That's what I'm going to look like.
I'm going to come out like Deadpool. I'm going to have Hugh Jackman stapled to my face.
You know what? If you actually get the staple gun and do it.
Audi 5000.
Oh my God.
Although that was probably the most subtle advertisement drop.
Yeah.
because when they flip it over, I think the back of Hugh Jackman's face was like a little picture of an Audi.
Well, also, but he throws in the wildly focused on People magazine. I wonder how much
Yeah.
they paid to have that in there.
Right.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah.
You want us to catch up?
Yes, please. Thank you. And for you, the audience.
Gerard Butler, shitty movies. That's it.
Okay.
He cops to it.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
He owns it.
Sorry, Gerard.
I just thought of a new movie.
I don't know. I like a lot of the stuff he's in.
So,
Law-abiding
It's-
citizen, The
oh, yeah.
Town.
They're all fun movies. None of them are winning him an Oscar.
Which one of them did you fucking see?
Repeat them, please.
Law-abiding citizen.
Law-abiding citizen,
That was the one I did hear.
The Town.
Never saw that one. That's the one with Ben Affleck, right?
No, that's
okay.
the one with. Actually no. I may have be getting that one wrong. It's one we did with Ice Cube's son.
Oh, thanks you for
Yeah.
stumping me.
Hey, you're welcome.
All right, I got a fantastic rectangle.
Russell Crowe and Ben Affleck were The Town.
Oh, okay. But Gods of Egypt, I know he was in.
Gods of Egypt.
That movie sucked. No, I do like Law Abiding Citizen. Olympus Has Fallen, London Has Fallen, and the last one I can't remember what it's called. The last one was kind of weak.
Angel has fallen.
Angel.
Yeah. I did like London Has Fallen a little bit better because he's walking around with Aaron Eckhart and he's like, Mr. President, you're gonna have to see me do some stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Yeah.
he tortures somebody in like a London subway. And he's like, Jesus Christ. He's like, sir, we gotta go.
You didn't like Geostorm?
Never even heard of that movie. God, that sounds awful. That sounds like Hurricane Heist, but worse.
Well, it's better.
It's
It's not good, but it's
Yeah.
better than Hurricane Heist.
I mean, most things are.
So basically, Gerard Butler created this satellite system that controls the weather on Earth.
Oh.
So, like, if a hurricane's coming, he can stop it.
So he's got Cobra Commander's Weather Dominator.
Pretty much. Yeah. Exactly. Jesus.
We'll go with that. We'll go with that.
So what happens is he's taken off the project, and then several years later, it's been completely controlled by the U.S. government up until now, where it's going to be controlled by the world, or it's going to be global access. And so, as that's happening, people don't want that to happen, so it gets weaponized, and they basically create a geostorm.
And a geostorm was born.
Sounds awful.
Da, da, da. So yeah,
Instead of
there's that.
Hurricane Heist,
Oh, Hurricane Heist is bad too. Don't get me wrong.
you know what's better than Hurricane Heist?
Most things.
Tower Heist. Tower Heist is way better.
I'm sneering at you.
I know you are. I can hear it. You're like that dog that they do in the videos where he's got a bag of trees. The guy's got a bag of trees. The dog's all happy. And he pulls out like a leaf of lettuce. And the dog just starts. I think the dog's name is Manchus. It's like he's got a whole bunch of Instagram videos of him. This guy just with Manchus, and he's always have like a couple things of Cheetos, and he's like waving around something healthy around his face. Yeah.
I say, let's talk about it. You say, grr.
Yeah. So that is
So
the
those were the
winners. The wieners.
The winners or losers, depending on how you look at it.
Yes.
Oh yeah, and me and Patrick have decided that if we ever won a Razzie, that we're going together in a limo. I'm going as Adam Sandler. He's going to get a $2,000 tux. I don't know where he's getting $2,000, but he's getting a tux.
I'm gonna rent it, and it's gonna look like $2,000. I said I'm basically gonna look like Brad Pitt's IMDb photo, where he's on the Oscar red carpet.
Okay.
I'm gonna need a professional makeup artist and wig because my hair does not grow like that.
Yes, you will.
This is gonna be like a $5,000 evening for a $20 award.
So what are you wearing? Calvin Klein, Valentino, Jose Bank.
So what's the Razzie you're going to win for?
Don't know yet. I haven't picked the right project. Hurricane.
Seltzer beer zombie. Once I put that in
Yeah,
it.
you got to finish the script.
I know.
Yeah.
know.
Damn it.
I got things I've been doing, right?
You know what? If they
We're doing
announce
things and stuff.
if they announce Hurricane Heist 2, I'm gonna have convinced Doug to go be the producer on it, and then hire me to be the lead actor.
Yeah, I don't think either one of those things are going to happen.
Nope.
He's going to be like, no, I want to do
No,
that.
it will happen. They will be required to film in Florida during an actual hurricane.
Yeah, where we could actually put a speedometer. It's like it's not 600 miles an hour. Sustained winds is only 90.
All right, Patrick, this is a scene where the huge tree snaps your neck. What? Huh? Just stand there. You're fine.
Stunt guy.
Don't worry. The stunt guy's here.
Is that Brian? Oh God!
When we pull this cord, this tree's gonna come at you. Ah! Oh, did we pull the cord?
It's like in Back to the Future when Doc's up on the tower and Marty's trying to tell him. He's like, I have something to tell you.
Yeah.
What?
Problem is, in a hurricane, you only have about 6 hours to film with that kind of sustained wind and rain. So you would have. No one should ever.
So
hope
you're
for
making Dunkirk 2, continuous shoot.
Well, no one should ever root for this, but to get like 2 separate scenes in this movie, you'll need like the hurricane season from last season where we had like only a week off in between those 2 bastards.
Yeah, so we'll just do that. Or you just find out where.
You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy a new car, and then a Cat 5 is going to roll right up to Tampa Bay again.
Come on now. You're not affording a new car.
At that point, you should have the wherewithal now to move your fucking car.
Yeah, to my mom's, the non-flood zone evacuator.
Yeah. Thanks, Maz.
Thanks, Mom. I'm going north, damn it.
All right, so you're looking forward to the Razzies, to being part of them, to
Yes.
winning an award.
Well, it's not like we're looking forward to it, but
It sounds to me like you're looking forward to it.
we were just saying,
I'd be fine with it. I don't
For
care.
someone planning this much,
if
is
we
willing
got
to spend
nominated
$5,000.
or even won, I would show up. If I got nominated for a Razzie, I'd show up. I'm just saying, like, why not?
I don't care if I got nominated for an award on a job I got paid to do.
Yeah.
Even if it was the worst one. I still got paid. I got mine. You better go get yours.
What would that movie be? Let's see here. Let's
All
think.
I'm
let's
saying is
see
I
what
wouldn't snub the award show. I'd show up.
in a world
Where Patrick is an actor.
where corporate conglomerates control all the food, one man finds a way to beat the system by hiding pizza in his pockets. They'll never take me down. We've got to stop these scavengers from getting our food. The corporate conglomerates are here. They write the book, but this is one lone wolf who is not playing by the rules. Patrick Wall is Hungry Harrison in a pocket full of gumbo.
So
Sorry, I couldn't let you break my rhythm.
I would watch that movie. The moment you said where the corporations control the food, one man finds a way, and he's like, watch him for 90 minutes grow corn in a field.
Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't The Martian where you're making
I was gonna-
potatoes
yeah.
out of
Oh,
your
he's
own
making
food.
Potatoes out of your poop.
Yeah.
It's 90 minutes of like, it's almost ripe. Hold on. Nope. Nope, this one's good. You can just shuck it a little.
As soon as he's ready to pick, a hurricane comes through.
And the girl from Lost has to save him.
Patrick Wall is crop busted.
Crop busted.
You can also make
Growing your own food is like
Look forward to shucking November 2nd.
He could also do a little satirical twist on it. Be like, "What are you growing over here?" No, sir, it's just opium and weed. I promise. There's nothing illegal going on.
Yeah, right. Yeah. This is completely fine.
yeah,
We're not messing with any of your food.
growing your own tomatoes and cucumbers like contraband.
Yeah.
You can only grow carrots because they can't really see it through the poppy fields. You got to camouflage it with the weed plant.
Camouflage it with weed plants. Yeah. That would actually be a good premise.
There's
I
your
was-
Razzie.
I was thinking of
Oh, yeah,
one.
this
If
this screenplay that hasn't even put pen to paper yet should win a Razzie next year.
yes. Well, I think a good one also would be Patrick in a live action movie of living and working with Jigsaw.
Well, those are already live action.
No, those are shorts. We
Oh,
make a
yeah.
full movie.
Oh. Oh, that sounds dry and boring.
Exactly.
That'll get us a Razzie.
And you'd still be best supporting actor.
Yeah.
Because the puppet would be the one. He'd be the lead.
Yes, I love the fact, like, Patrick, you're the star. You won Best Supporting Actor to the puppet.
They just pan to the little jigsaw.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank my co-star. He was super, super supportive. of my success for this film.
He did have his hand up my ass a lot of the time.
And then he's just, thank you for the award. Yep. All of the letters have been sealed with anthrax.
The building is on fire. I may be made of wood, but I'm not alive.
All of the exits have been chained together at the door.
The keys, Jeff, the keys have been destroyed.
The key to your survival is going through the basement and sacrificing everyone.
What? That's evil.
Yeah.
But it's also covered in razor blades.
And he's like, so it's gonna be tough. Thanks for the award. Have a good night. Squeaky, squeaky, squeaky.
No, he just like gets lifted up into the rafters.
This is really slow, guys.
That fire is growing quickly.
Yeah. Keep anytime.
Well, that sounds like fun.
That's a lot of fun.
I would watch that award ceremony. I don't know if I'd watch that movie. Well, I'm going to be in it. I'm going to have to.
You would watch a pocket full of gumbo.
That takes me back to fucking How I Met Your Mother. She hasn't seen Star Wars, Ted. The only people that haven't seen Star Wars are the actors in Star Wars, and they lived it, Ted.
What would your Razzie be?
My Razzie? That's a good question. Probably worst costume design. Because I can't draw for shit. This...
Brokeback Mountain 2 and everyone's dressed as a clown.
Yeah.
Oh, because they fell off the trapeze without the net. You get it? They're broke back.
Yeah. See? No? Damn it.
All right.
But why are you filming it already? We got a deadline.
Yeah, I gotta look. Corporate's up my ass, man.
MGM and Amazon will not stop calling.
Yeah. I got Netflix for the sequel.
Brokeback Mountain 3. Just watch the first one, man. At least give one of the clowns a cowboy hat or something. But I'm definitely going to call you because you were the cheapest person alive.
Yeah. We made this movie for $100.
He's just wrapping his bed sheets around and stuff. And bath towels. Here, we do something with this. And, well, that's nice. And
is that a lampshade? Yes. It's a lampshade. I needed a lion.
Now, come here. I got to do your makeup. My girlfriend gave me a 10-minute tutorial on my drive over here. I got this.
Put on these giant eyelashes. Those go on a car. Shut the fuck up and do it.
Oh, those ones.
Yeah.
I was watching an episode of Last Man Standing. They were Mandy was having to take over to do the outdoor man festival thing they were doing. They were trying to do face painting, and then she ends up having Kyle do one. And they had that foreign exchange Asian girl that was staying with him, and she comes around and Kyle's like, she's like, "How's it coming, Kyle?" He's like, "I think pretty good." The girl turns around. And she's just like, there's a couple marks here, like almost like a cat, but it's like just a couple black lines and stuff. And he's like, yep. He's like, and she's like, that's not even good. And then all of a sudden the girl's like, my face is burning. He's like, or no, he said, it's like, where did you get this? She's like, Kyle, where did you get this? It's not coming off and it burns. He's like, at the dollar store. And she's like, it's really burning. He's like, yeah, it's $1. Complete side note, but so worst costume design for your Razzie, worst movie for yours,
worst movie and worst supporting actor. Even though I'm the star,
you're gonna be
on the main build star.
Even though he's the only live star.
It was a one-man show. Best supporting actor.
That's why the puppet won. He got the Oscar. I got the Razzie.
Yeah, he got the Oscar.
It's about a man with bipolar disorder. It's a one-man movie.
What would your Razzie be for?
I have no idea. I'm so good at stuff.
I don't know. That screenplay you're working on right now feels like it would be nominated.
Well, I'm doing that on purpose. I want it to be.
Just because you did it on purpose doesn't mean it's bad or good.
No, I want it to be bad, but I'm purposely making it bad. I want it to win something like that.
Yes.
Fair.
So I guess best director, best writer, screenplay, and director for a horrible movie.
Well, I'd probably help
I
out with the editing.
wouldn't deal with the editing. I'll hire people for that.
Oh, yeah. No.
I ain't got time for that. I want to focus on my character.
I mean, my movie's not making any money, so if you want to throw me a couple of bucks to do the editing.
I want to focus on my character's wait.
Yeah. You're a seltzer beer zombie. All right. I need to focus on what your angst is, what your What is your motivation?
What is your motivation?
To defeat all the actual beer zombies. Like,
Brains.
Bud Light and Budweiser have a fight with this guy.
This is the big fight. All right, Patrick, I want you to hear me. You've got a sludge monster coming after you. You have fully become the seltzer beer zombie. You have now grown to epic-proportional sizes. It's like Godzilla versus Mothra. Go.
Don't worry about that green pillow over there with the eyes.
Yeah. Oh, it'd be horrible. So yes, if you have, I'd go for a screenplay and director. Worst screenplay, worst director.
You could be in the same league as Francis Ford Coppola.
I know that would actually be the only time we would probably be in the same league. I was trying to make a adaptive movie called The Goddaughter, but apparently
The goddaughter.
The Goddaughter. It's like nothing you've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
And it's going to be legally distinct.
Yes.
Al Pacino backed out. That's fine. We're
Yeah.
gonna be great.
We're gonna be fine.
We're gonna be great. It's gonna be okay.
Stallone just did Tulsa King, so, he's got range. We can get him for a mob movie.
Really? He was just a less punch drunk Rocky?
I don't know. I haven't seen the show. I did read up on it. It does seem interesting. It's basically, there was a Robert De Niro movie about the same thing where he gets out of prison, the whole family goes into WITSEC, and then they just start being a mob family again, just under a different identity in a small town.
Yeah.
But then now they just made a show of it with Stallone.
Yeah, that movie was it was quick and it didn't give, a lot of points on it. But, I mean, I guess the point was they're in the mob and they kill everyone.
Tiger can't change his stripes kind of thing.
Yeah.
They can't.
No?
Have you ever tried to change a tiger's stripes?
No.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, then, if you can't do it, then how come the tiger? They don't have a
Hey,
possible
I've seen Tiger King. I know what happens at Big Cat Rescue. I ain't going over there.
All right, then. And on that note, we are almost out of time, luckily.
Yeah, she's asking for a basket.
Oh, man. But yes, we are almost out of time. We do want to remind you guys, we will be doing updates on the film festival again once we get that information.
Yep.
Or once we can release the information. Like I said, we'll have Doug on it, but it's really only about 7 weeks away now.
Something like that.
Yeah. Actually, 6 weeks away. So we're almost there. But we'll keep you guys updated. Also, I don't know if I told you, Steve from WDBF Radio was telling me, we're on Sundays there. Every Sunday at 11 a.m. Well, now we're on Sundays at 11 a.m. and also Monday and Wednesday evenings as well.
Ooh.
So we're getting a lot of airplay on
Yeah.
WDBF Radio. WDBF.FM, or you can check out the schedule at WDBFradio.com.
There you go. And I know Andy, one of our friends who does our audio production sometimes, I ran into him the other day, and he's like, I've been listening to your show. You guys are awesome. Like, I don't know why I haven't been listening. He's like, I know. What everybody
Yeah.
should.
Why haven't you been?
Yeah.
Yeah, hence.
But we will keep you guys updated, and like I said, hopefully have some people on with the film festival to kind of give you guys all the inside updates that we don't even know about yet.
Yeah.
But that is coming up quickly, but we will continue to keep you updated as we get information, and we'll continue to let you guys know. Next week we are planning a different type of episode as of now. So fingers crossed we get everything, all the ducks in a row.
Yeah.
Whack, whack.
Affleck.
But yeah, until then, though, for Movie Talks and Chill, we're your hosts. I'm Tony Serrato.
I'm Gavin Butts.
I am Patrick Wall.
All right,
And I
guys.
want that Razzie.
Yeah.